I believe we are on the internet. I think I did it.
Are we on the internet?
I think I nailed it. Wow.
Hello, chat. Please tell us if we're on the internet and properly.
We like affirmation.
We like affirmation.
We're morning people.
It's probably going to be for a while that we're going to need these affirmations before we're like, yes. Yay, we're on the interwebs. We're good. We're good.
We killed it. All right. Hello, folks, and welcome to the madness and to Salty Sweet Games. I'm the aforementioned Salty.
And I'm Sweet.
And these various assorted spices are our friends. Before we go around and meet everyone and their characters, their poor doomed characters, let's talk about some channel stuff. Firstly, a ton of thanks to our sponsor, Roll20, our virtual tabletop of choice, which unites gamers across any distance with easy-to-use tools. Nailed that, memorized it. I came up with it, don't worry about it. We are part of their Spotlight program, and in addition to them giving us a Roll20 Keeper rulebook to use for this campaign, which is super helpful for me, they've also given us the brand new Call of Cthulhu starter set, the Roll20 conversion, to give away today. It's exciting. I like talking about it with my hands. I'll start that soon. I'll do that. I can do that. Also, oh my gosh, our emotes are live. They live at long last. They're here. They're amazing. I love them. We're like really close to the next emote slot too, so
we're like 4 sub points away. So just like another couple of subs and we will have another emote slot.
We'll do like pretzel.
Yeah, we'll have our
adorable.
Cute little son.
Our son. Also, merch. We have it. We have it at Redbubble. Kienna, can you do that command? Because I'm reading.
I'm doing it.
Yay! There are links in chat. So a couple notes. We're playing Pulp Cthulhu. We here at Salty Sweet Games use safety tools for all our games, lines, veils, XN, and O cards. Because while the characters are going to be put through a ton of shit, the players are here to have fun. And they're our friends. And we love them. Basically, with sanity, I'm kind of interpreting that more as will to fight. So it's still a super valuable resource because when it hits 0, you don't have it anymore. What else? I'll probably get some historical things wrong. This is a very dense campaign. I don't know if you've heard. It's 666 pages. That's all right, too. It's all okay. Also, there are donation options below if you would like to impact the game. They're all super nice. I mean, some of them have curses, but
heck!
What?
Sorry, we just got much happening. Thank you so much to Sphinx for giving out 5 tier 1 community subs. Thank you so much for doing that. And we also have a donation come in, so we will cover those in a hot second. I gotta open up Streamlabs.
We have things to open. Everybody gets an advantage to start with from Hawk. Thanks, Hawk. Ooh. All right, so let's go around and meet our players. We will start with Summer. Summer, are the rumors true? Are you playing a bad boy who's going to break our heart?
The rumors are true.
Mm-hmm.
I am. I've never actually played a bad boy in a long-term campaign, so this will be a first. They are exclusively NPCs, but I'm going to be playing Charles Rapp. He goes by Charlie. And he talks to ghosts. Just don't worry about that. Or you should worry about it, because he's here to debunk your shit. He's here to ruin your life.
Oh, that's my favorite.
I know.
I'm so happy.
He's a good baby. He's sweet on the inside.
Sure.
He's like what are those things called? The ones that kill
onions?
you. No, not onions. Onions aren't sweet on the inside. Those just get worse the deeper you go. You guys know the candies that are terrible that kill you. The sour ones.
Oh, okay.
Warheads. He's like a warhead. He's sour, sweet at the end.
Okay, it's the whole killing you part that I got stuck on.
The candy that kills you. All right. Good. favorite introduction of all time, maybe. Allison. Hi. Hi, Allie. Hello. Who are you? Who are you playing? Have you got your sea legs yet?
No, they haven't changed. They're still the same. Sorry. I'll let you know, though. Hey, everybody. It's Allison. I'm playing Ganymede Graves, late of the SS Daring survey ship. So she's definitely not like any other characters I've ever played. Like very, very different from every other character I ever play in this game, basically.
Yeah.
Very different.
Okay. Yep.
You have no idea what to expect.
Sure. Yeah. Great. Good. Tommy. So the question on everyone's mind is, why would you agree to this? Why would you?
Because I'm definitely a masochist, and that is just like what, that's like, I get my kicks out of any game that Lauren DMs, because just all my characters are just absolutely put through the ringer. And I personally am also put through the ringer through my, not just through my characters, but also personally, just yeah. So this is where I get my kicks every week.
Yeah. Do you see my pin? Wait, which one is it? They're both so similar. One's a knife.
It's very good.
Thank you.
Yes, I do get stabbed a lot, but most of those knives were my own, so I don't really have anyone else to blame. Hi, I'm Tommy. I'm playing Zebulon Augustin Claiborne Montgomery III. That I don't know why I got very posh at the end of that. That is not his accent. But the things to know him by right now. Currently, is baby, is teenager at the beginning, is in high school at the beginning of this.
You won't protect him?
And he has 6 sisters. That's all you need to know.
Those are good things. Those are really positive things that won't protect him. Mm-hmm. Ooh, and Katie donated for Summer to roll from our Eldritch Gifts table. You can find that in the macro section, Summer, and I will get to it when I get to it. Keep track of it because I'm busy. Oh, okay, Kienna. Hi, Kienna. I'm gonna go really easy on you.
Yes.
Who are you playing and how sad is she?
I am playing Irene Blackwell, and I didn't mean for her to be sad. And then she just became real sad over time. Like a bunch of mundane tragedies that could happen to anybody. So she's just a real sad girl who's also on the run from the mob, which is a very normal thing to happen to you. So
perfect. I'm so glad. All right. Okay, y'all. We're gonna get into it right now. But first, let me change this music. It's way too happy. Yeah, let's get some dread. Yeah, there we go. All right. A little story. This story is an old story. It's a story scrawled on the walls of a hotel room on the other side of a red door bearing the number 410. Inside that door, a muffled cry can be heard. It's stifled. There's some movement within. But that's many years in the future for your characters. Try as one might, one cannot escape one's rightful destiny. As for the story, a man is sitting in a tavern in Damascus. He looks up from his wine and sees death staring at him from across the room. He cries out, "But this cannot be my time." He flees Damascus. He rides his horse fast, right across the desert to Samara. When he arrives, he is thirsty. Standing before him at the well is death. Upon seeing death for the second time, the man, he cries out, "This cannot be, for I escaped you in Damascus." And death, she lays her hand upon the shoulder of the man and says, "I was also surprised to see you in Damascus. For my appointment with you, it was always to be here, in Samara." It's the early evening of March 18th, 1921. Let's change up this music for everybody. I think something nice. There we go. Oh yeah. This is the groove. This is neither Damascus nor Samara, but Lima, Peru, specifically the Bar Cordano. It's humid as hell. You all have likely arrived by boat and then electric tram to your final destination, a meeting with the leader of a planned archaeological expedition to a lost temple in the Peruvian highlands. Your bags are still with you. What do we see as you, Ganymede, step off the tram in front of the bar?
Ganymede is tall, and you can tell even beneath her sort of baggy, flowing, sort of safari-looking clothes that she's very strong. She has short, dark hair that she has tied back. She's fanning herself a bit. She carries a duffel bag that is very, very well worn. And across her back, just something strapped there in a leather pouch. It's hard to tell. And her boots scuffle through the gravel and the dust as she steps down off of the tram. It's always so warm, even this time of year. I never get used to the humidity. She looks back on the tram for someone else, expecting to see perhaps a companion, and waits for a moment.
And coming off that tram is Zebulon.
Oh, well, now, you see, you get used to the humidity eventually out in Charleston. It gets quite swampy out there, and, well, you just got kind of used to it. Boy, this is really something. This is, well, the first I've ever been from the house porch, I must say.
And what do you think? Are you enjoying it?
I mean, it's real nice, like, and I mean, real pretty down here. I don't know. I don't know. There's something about home that I'll always miss, but I mean, this is nice. This is nice, I suppose. Get out, go see the world. I'll be honest, I hadn't really done much traveling. To be honest, I wasn't really sure about coming out here, but you know, Annabelle was real insistent that I go do something. Well,
and right she was to insist, Zebulon. I know you have that adventurous streak from your mother's side in you.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose. Although, I mean, I felt like me and Frankie were doing plenty of adventuring out there in Carolina, but.
Well, we'll see. I suspect we're in for something a bit more than anything you've ever experienced in Carolina.
Well, no, I mean, I'm just that's kind of hard to imagine, but I'll hold you to your word then.
And she reaches out, even though he's really just a boy, but sort of takes him by the arm, as she would any other man that she was with in this age.
Well, no, I mean Zebulon. He's at this point 17, so he's hit some of his growth spurt, and he's actually pretty tall, and fairly well built. He plays football for for Charleston High. Two-peat state champions, and
I'm sure he'll make it back for the 22.
yeah, for the 22. Yep. So he's not like. He's still definitely got like some of the baby fat in the face though, like so he still looks very young, but he's not tiny. He's actually he's probably like 5'10", 5'9", 5'10", so he's up there.
Lead the way, Zebulon, lead the way.
Well, I mean, where are we going? You haven't exactly said. Where am I supposed to be leading? I'm happy to lead. I just need to know where I'm leading to.
I think it's to that public house over there.
Yeah, if you consult the newspaper clipping and then the telegram, I'll show you all this. The newspaper clipping that kind of got all of your attention. Explorer plans expedition to discover site of lost civilization. Lima, January 12th. Explorer Augustus Larkin is planning an expedition to the southern highlands of Peru, where he hopes to identify the site of a pyramid long forgotten by history. Following the discovery of a number of gold artifacts in the region, Larkin believes that he has found evidence that will lead him to their source. He is currently in Lima planning the expedition and is recruiting companions and possible backers. And then after, I assume of the two of you, Ganymede made contact, you received a telegram with details. I'll show this to you too. Handouts. Thank you for joining the expedition. Stop. Please join me in Lima. Stop. Have booked you room at Hotel Maori. Stop. Meet 18 March at 7 p.m. at Bar Cordano, Giron Ancash 202, District de Lima. Stop. Augustus Larkin. And Bar Cordano is right in front of you.
Ganymede waits for Zebulon to step out.
Well, I suppose this is the place then. Who exactly are we meeting? I'm just kind of here for this thing.
His name is Larkin. My grandfather knows something of him. Most of his explorations have been here in South America, from what I understand. But I've never met the man, nor seen a photograph of him, so...
Well, now that might make meeting him a little bit difficult, don't you think, if we don't know what he looks like?
Ganymede looks down at herself and then looks at you and says, "Oh, I suspect he'll recognize us, Zebulon. Now, come, we could stand out here all night and fret about it, or we could go in and get something to drink. Let's go."
And Zebulon will go and he'll open the door for Ganymede.
Perfect. Inside, the bar is tastefully furnished with wood-paneled walls and tiled floors. A very pleasant aroma fills your nostrils. The host wants to show you to a table where 3 men are seated, but before we get into them, let's pan over to the bar where a man and a woman are together. Charlie, what do we see when we see you?
Oh my god, my instinct was just to go, he's so hot, but Katie called me out in chat, so I can't do that.
You can't do it.
Can't do it. You would see a about 5'11", slender man. He's got dark blonde, brownish, kind of like mousy hair that's been slicked back. You can tell he's been pushing it back, but with the humidity, it's starting to take on like what would appear to be like a natural curl. He's got these really bright eyes. He's wearing these kind of like rose-colored slacks, and I think he had a jacket that was tossed over the back of his chair, and an off-white like creamish shirt. He's got his sleeves rolled up, and has unbuttoned a couple of the buttons at the top due to the humidity. And I think he is sitting in front of him are like 3 empty glasses, and he's like polishing off the 4th as they've been waiting. And he puts it down and kind of leans back in his chair, toothpick in his mouth, and starts kind of looking around, just getting a read on the room.
And next to him?
Yeah, Irene, in comparison to the relaxed form of Charlie, is very hunched in over on herself. She, quite notably, she has this teal scarf, that shawl that she has kind of wrapped around her shoulders, even in the humidity, that she kind of holds as if it's protecting her. Her eyes are downcast, as her fingers fiddle with a pencil, and there is a glass of some form of alcohol, but it hasn't been touched. And she kind of lifts up the edge of the scarf to dab away at her face. She's very pale, which is quite notable amongst, everyone else around here, which is further contrasted by her very, very dark hair and eyes. And she'll look up to Charlie once in a while and kind of around the place, kind of taking in the people before coming back in onto herself.
Why don't Irene and Charlie roll me a spot hidden, since you've been here for a little while?
Love to
Everyone's
see
favorite skill.
Yeah.
Spot hidden.
Wow. Don't you have it? I think you didn't.
Oh, I do have. I have a. We're playing Pulp Cthulhu, y'all. So we have pulp talents. Irene has keen vision, where I gain a bonus die to spot hidden rolls. Thank God.
Hell yeah.
There we go. A normal success.
Oh my God.
Ooh.
I'm trying to roll it. It won't let me.
Oh, let me come to your sheet. The character sheets have changed, and they are super cool, but take some getting used to if you.
Oh, I got it. Oh, I see it.
Use the old ones.
I got it.
Yeah.
I'm in it.
Spot the hit. Oh.
Damn.
I see it all.
Fitting.
Yeah, that makes sense for summer.
Yeah. And I'm a people person.
Yeah,
I love watching people.
So, you've kind of, I think, put together that the people you're coming to meet are further in the back. The most interesting person who's been here until Ganymede and Zeb walk in is a young woman with dark curly hair. Let me see if I can bring up her portrait for you. I can! Oh, I'm amazing. Maybe one day I'll do it for the stream. Very energetic, smiling, chatting up people. Wow, that's an extreme. Yeah. And she's definitely been checking you out while she's been here. And just something for you to note. She does have not a... It's kind of on her notebook. She's kind of been reading here as she's been eating and drinking. And there is a kind of a, what are they called? Crest, like a school crest for the National University. I'm going to get it. Basically the university that's in town, particularly the museum that's here. Yeah.
On her notebook?
Mm-hmm.
Checking me out in a, like, he's hot way, or checking me out in, like, a outsider's interested kind of way?
Both.
Great. Love that.
National University of San Marcos, the Museum
Okay.
of Archaeology and Anthropology. Nailed it. Knew I took notes.
Yeah. Do we see Zeb and...
Oh yeah, they as they
Slam in.
enter, they definitely stand out amongst the crowd. Lima is turning into kind of an international city, like right at this moment. So
Yeah.
it's not uncommon to see people from abroad, but they do stick out.
Yeah, I think seeing them, he kind of like pulls his attention from the woman that's been looking at him, and kind of leans over to Irene and says, "You think they're here for the reasons we're here?"
She looks over towards Zeb and Ganymede. Maybe one way is just to ask. That was a little presumptuous of us.
And we could just watch and see what happens.
That too. That could work.
And Charlie's making no attempt to hide the fact that he is looking at the two of you, like fully staring, staring and also talking to Irene. So it's very clear he's also talking about you, right?
And she'll kind of. They're very young.
He is looking at Zeb specifically, and he's like, "Yeah, it'd kind of be weird for a kid to be on this kind of trip, but who knows?"
Might be very permissive parents.
He laughs a little at that.
As you say that, the curly-haired woman kind of sidles up and kind of leans in kind of fake conspiratorially. Maybe she kidnapped him.
I don't know. He looks pretty willing to me. You'd think he'd be running in here being like, "Help, I've been kidnapped," or something like that. Maybe they've run away together and it's a
An affair of the heart.
scandal.
That too. She holds out her hand.
I'm a Charlie Rapp, and he takes her hand.
Trinidad Rizzo. And she shakes your hand and takes Irene's.
Irene Blackwell. She will hold out her hand and shake.
Are
So,
you new in town?
Very, just recently arrived.
Business or pleasure?
Why not both?
Forgive me if this is a little forward, but are you here to meet with a man called Augustus Larkin?
He nods, like giving her like a look over, like, who are you? kind of deal.
She kind of reciprocates and goes, "I'm a spy."
Yeah, we're here to meet with Larkin.
Would you mind grabbing a drink after you do?
Yeah, I think I can make time.
Great. She kind of goes back to her stool and opens her notebook and starts writing. Charlie Rapp and Irene.
I have a question. So you said we could see that.
Oh yeah.
Charlie had been staring at us, and then definitely looking like they were whispering about us, right? Like.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Not even whispering.
Intentionally.
Just talking.
Yeah.
I think that provided I don't know what Ganymede's up to, but if Zeb is close enough, he'll sort of walk over a little bit and says, "Now, see, my daddy, he said that it ain't very nice to stare at people, and he also said that it ain't very nice to speak about them behind their back. So, my name is Zebulon Augustine Claiborne Montgomery, and you seem to be mighty interested over here."
What did he say about chastising strangers?
He said that you let them know once, and then after that, that's their choice as to whether or not they walk the path of God.
Oh, so the path of God means you can't look at people. Gotcha.
No, but it's up to you. It's not nice to stare.
Charlie, you can see Trinidad like covering her mouth, like writing, but trying not to laugh outwardly.
She's just writing baby.
The
All
baby.
caps. Well, I wasn't trying to be rude. I was just trying to suss you out. Figure out what a kid's doing here.
Now see, I am not quite a kid anymore. I am going to be graduating next year.
Next year. Great.
Yep. And, I do believe the best way to get to know someone is to meet and talk with them. And I have now introduced myself.
Yeah, sure have.
He's kind of looking at you expectantly.
I think Irene will take the pencil and gently tap Charlie, like in a very familiar, like gentle.
Don't be mean.
Don't be mean.
Yeah, I think he looks like behind the bar and kind of taps his drink for a refill. He's a little tipsy, so like he doesn't really care what kind of impression he's making right now. But he looks back at you, Zeb, and he's just like, "My name's Charlie Rapp."
Well, it is a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Rapp.
Yeah, pleasure's all mine.
And I'm Irene. We were actually just discussing whether you were involved with a job here, meeting up with somebody. Just we're just freshly here as well, and for that reason, and well, other strangers coming to the same place around the same time seems like a awful coincidence.
Did anyone of Larkin mean anything to you?
Zeb will look back at Ganymede.
Ganymede has been... she kind of looks distracted as all this is happening, but she's been listening very, very closely. And at the mention of Larkin's name, she turns and as if she's just noticed that they're there, and walks up to the table. She kind of puts her hand on Zeb's shoulder just a little bit and says, Larkin, yes, that's exactly who we're looking for. Ganymede Graves, Lieutenant Ganymede Graves of the SS Daring, late of a few brushes with pirates in the South China Sea, but won't bore you with my scars. You're here for Larkin as well?
Oh boy. Yeah, we are.
And have you found him?
you said that I was pretty sure he's at one of those guys over at the back table, right?
Yeah.
Lauren?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's sitting back over there. We haven't said hello yet. Been resting up a bit, having a few drinks after the trip.
The trip from where then?
Irene gives Charlie a look.
Yeah, he's just sipping his drink. He doesn't know these people. He doesn't owe them shit.
Meanwhile, Irene did not want to tell where she's from. So
Yeah.
From the States, he says after a second.
Well, yes, of course, that much is quite obvious, but where exactly?
Oh, East Coast.
Yeah, that is also somewhat obvious.
We don't need to bore you with the details of our trip.
Yes, of course.
What matters is that we're here now, right? Or all of us here now.
Yes, quite. That's what matters. Did you point him out to me already? Did I miss? I'm just trying to remember.
He just kind of gestured to the table and was like, over there, kind of thing. He didn't point to like who specifically, but just like that's where we're headed.
Well then, perhaps something to drink. And Ganymede walks off toward the bar.
I feel like Charlie would have ordered both of you a drink, like kind of gestured. So like maybe as you say that, like the drinks are being brought up. And he's like, first round's on me.
What is it?
Just probably some like beer.
It's very kind of you. She picks up the glass.
Yeah, don't mention it and don't tell his parents.
Nah. See, now I may seem a bit young to y'all, but I'm not unexperienced, and Zeb will take the drink and down it, because he's definitely drank with Frankie before.
Yeah.
Charlie just kind of says under his breath, path of God, no staring, plenty of drinking.
The kind of hostess comes up to the group of you with a business card that does have Larkin's name on it, and she kind of gestures to the back table.
Ah, yes, very well.
Thank you kindly,
Ganymede starts to head that direction.
Cool.
Yeah, Charlie gets up and grabs his jacket and I think offers his hand to Irene to help her up.
Yeah. Trinidad gives you a wink before you go.
Yeah, I wink right back.
Yes.
A little smirk.
Yeah, Irene will take Charlie's hand to get up and kind of adjust the shawl around her shoulders again before following.
Okay. So, at this table, there are 3 men. A kind of sweaty-looking, blonde, young white man in baggy clothes. A fierce-looking older man, gaunt, with blue eyes and dark hair under a black-brimmed hat. And a black man in tweed and a fedora smoking a pipe and smiling. And you don't hear really any bit of conversation as you're coming up. It looks like they're kind of silently drinking. There is an obvious tension in the air, and anybody can make a psychology check if you'd like.
I'd love to.
Cool.
let me see what's going on here, friends. Hard success.
Okay.
Sorry, everybody. I'm amazing.
The tension seems to be very much between the man in the black hat and the man in tweed. Even though the man in tweed is smiling, he looks almost a little not worried necessarily, but something like he's keeping an eye on this other man, and this other man just looks like he wants to maybe throw a drink or throw a fist. You're not really sure, but he's very like tightly coiled. He's like holding himself. He's a very still, intense looking man. But when the four of you approach, the blonde man stands up and smiles warmly, holds out his hands. You can really tell how baggy his clothes are when he stands up. And he starts to address you warmly in what you think is a British accent. It must be everyone. Yes, all of you. This is exciting. You're all here. Please sit. We were just about to have some dinner.
Mr. Larkin, I presume?
Augustus, call me Gus if you like.
Ganymede shakes his hand. Ganymede Graves of the SS Daring. It's great to meet you finally.
You as well. And as you shake his hand, it's a genial shake, but his hand's real sweaty. Because I haven't emphasized that enough.
Allow me to introduce Zebulon Montgomery III.
Yes. You did mention bringing someone. I'm excited to meet you, young man.
Well, it is a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Larkin. I'm real excited to see what's going on here.
Yes. It's a very exciting time. He looks at the others.
Yeah, Charlie steps up and he's like, I'm Charlie Rapp. This is Irene Blackwell. And shakes his hand.
Same sweaty handshake.
Yeah, you would never notice. Like, it doesn't appear that Charlie notices. Mm-hmm. He's being really nice now.
This isn't being really nice.
Irene probably stays a little bit back, but will like incline her head respectfully.
Lauren, we didn't hear them like fight or anything while we were sitting at the bar, right?
It seemed while you were there like it was a very kind of small talky conversation.
Yeah, so very quiet disagreement.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
If there even was one, or if this is just kind of
their relationship.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the man, Augustus, kind of points to his two companions. This is my companion, Luis de Mendoza. Very, very good man. And one of the people who have answered the advertisement. What was your name again, sir? And he, the man in tweed and the fedora, stands up with a big smile. Jesse Hughes, and reaches out a very friendly hand, not as sweaty as Larkin's, to each of you as he smokes his pipe. And he's I think with your early psychology roll, you can tell this man is very sharp. Charlie.
Sorry.
Ooh,
I didn't quite catch
Siri,
that.
what are
Could
you
please
doing?
repeat it?
No, Jackson. Okay, shush. And the tension, the dislike or whatever it is that you were feeling is mostly coming from the other man, Luis.
Yeah, great. Charlie would shake both their hands.
Mm-hmm. All right, so I've ordered dinner for everyone if you want to sit, and we can talk amongst friends, new friends.
Yeah, absolutely. We'd love to sit with you. And he'll pull out a chair for Irene and then sit next to her.
I mean, Zeb does the same thing for Kienna. Just, the weird is like me saying it now makes it sound like Zeb's being competitive, but no, this is just Zeb. Zeb just does that.
Sure, I can do it
too. Thank you, Zeb. So, Mr. Larkin, I'm curious. Your advertisement did not include many details. What civilization do you think this ruin may be evidence of? Is it Quechua? Is it Incan? What do you think?
Well, I myself, I'm not quite sure. You see, these artifacts are interesting, the ones that I have so far, to say the least. Let me show you. Perhaps you can date better than I. And he pulls out 2 items. There is a pendant with a man holding 2 rods, and rods or staves, and he also pulls out a golden cup with geometric patterns inlaid with turquoise. You can make an archaeology roll if you'd like.
Oh, I would like.
Cool.
Extreme success.
Okay, what did y'all do? What y'all do to the roll 20?
Oh, it's just that I haven't rolled yet.
Oh, yes, of course. So these do to your eye, like, immediately, like, okay, right for the area, like this area of Peru. But they are from 2 different time periods. And the older one is Tiwanaku, basically when the Spanish conquistadors came here around 1549.
Is that the pendant or the cup?
It is the... I'm gonna go with cup, and I'll take it back later if it's wrong.
Okay. And what about the pendant then?
Later.
Okay. Well, you probably recognize that you have artifacts from 2 very different time periods here.
Oh? Really?
Oh, yeah. Yes, of course. This pendant, you did say it was the pendant. That was the older one, right?
Sure. No, I think I said the cup, but you know.
Okay.
Roll with it
so
while
said the cup.
Roll with it while I find it.
Got it. This clearly dates back to the conquistador area. This one, though, I'm not quite so sure. It's certainly more recent. Have you shown these yet to anyone at the university? There's archaeology department of some renown here in Lima, as I
hadn't thought to do that. No, you see they haven't really, I tried to advertise, and he kind of wipes himself with a handkerchief. A lot of stuff comes off, a lot of sweat. I tried to advertise for at the university for people to come with me, but there seems to be a lot of local superstition surrounding this area where these artifacts are to have come from. And you recognize the other one seems to I'm going to say the pendant's older. I changed my mind. And the cup is Incan, probably 15th century, right? The Tiwanaku, and the pendant is way older. We're talking like 5th century.
Okay.
Go with that.
Yeah. Well, that is occasionally the case, and yet I've often found that much of our ideas about local superstitions and how they're held come from our own, shall we say, colonialist perspectives. I think it would be wise to speak to someone at the university. This pendant is very, very unusual. It dates far earlier than I'm accustomed to seeing in this part of the world.
I'm sure, if there's time, there's, ever since I advertised, there's always the chance that others will start their own expedition, and we don't want that, do we? But of course I could run it by some contacts there, I'm sure. Or...
Well, actually, if you don't mind my stepping in, I might know somebody who knows somebody. And he's like, kind of glances back over at Trinidad from thinking of her notebook.
Yeah. Certainly, as long as nothing delays us, as you kind of glance back, Luis's, the man in the black hat, his eyes seem to follow yours, and Jesse's seem to follow Luis's.
Yeah.
But the way that if you'd like to hear the story, as dinner comes out and he kind of gestures for someone, and waiters start bringing out these kind of really nice smelling dishes. It's like kind of sour, not too sour, like hot sweet dish, fish, escabeche, and they bring drinks around and they kind of set the table. And yes, so I had been up near Puno, you see, and I bought them from an alpaca farmer who said his grandfather had recovered them from tunnels of a pyramid nearby, but the man would not reveal the details because of some kind of superstition to do with it. Do with people or things. It's something, the local folklore. And at this point, Jesse speaks up. That's probably the Karasiri, Mr. Larkin. And he kind of licks the end of the pipe and puts it back in his mouth and seems to be kind of looking back and forth between the two of them for their reactions. Yes. I've heard of that superstition. No. Superstition is what it is, but these are real. He gestures to the golden artifacts.
Is that a term that Ganymede would be familiar with?
You could make, anybody can make a history or, anthropology.
Oh.
Zeb's not making a lot of those checks. He has not spent much time in class.
I I might go for it.
Yeah,
Might
why
try.
not?
Why not is the question.
Close.
Success. Barely.
Look at
Wow,
that.
I've heard it all.
Yeah, at some point, while you've been in Peru, you've heard people talking about this. It's an old one an old superstition that still holds some fear in people, obviously. So, the Karasiri, basically it means, trying to find the actual breakdown of the word. Wait a second, I put it in the Roll20. Amazing. Basically what the word breaks down to is trying to think how I want to say this. Yeah, I'm gonna just say it. Sucking and fat. It seems to be like some kind of local version of vampire.
Yeah, I think obviously knowing that still has some weight and that might have something to do with the pyramid. He kind of looks at Jesse a little bit, because Jesse obviously knows what he's talking about.
Yeah.
And seems to have it together. And he addresses Jesse and he's like, so what do you think's got him so worked up? It is just superstition, right?
Yeah, but it's an old one.
Old things aren't more scary inherently.
No, but they've been around longer. They carry some weight. Of course, I don't believe in such things.
Sure. None of us do.
But things like that tend to have a basis in some kind of fact. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Larkin? I suppose.
Yeah, Charlie casts a sideways look at Irene this is weird.
Oh, and
Irene looks intensely uncomfortable.
Sure, why not?
Sweet baby.
I do want to correct myself. It means to cut, with a knife or a razor. I'm thinking of something from later. Don't worry about it.
Okay. Cool.
Don't worry about it.
I won't worry about it.
Cool.
It's crossed out of my notes. I'll never think of it again.
Yeah, I bet.
All right, so Gus, what's your timeline like? When are you wanting to leave?
Yes. Excellent question. So the plan is to leave on Monday morning. Yes, we head up to the highlands, locate the exact site near the lake. We will go to Puno first in the trucks, and then get pack animals at Puno and fresh supplies, and head out from there. We leave 8 a.m. Monday from our hotel, me and Luis's, the Hotel España. Everything's arranged. Everything's ready to go. We have all the supplies.
So you mean to say you don't know exactly where the site is yet?
Yes, you see, the man's grandfather didn't tell him. Didn't want his grandson to go to this site of superstition.
Great. So what are we basing our destination on?
I've personally done some research since talking with him, and that's why I feel confident enough that I know the correct area. It's not a very large one. I think it will just be a matter of actually finding the finding an entryway.
Great. Well, I don't have any more questions. There's like a hint of sarcasm there.
Excellent. Excellent.
Mr. Rapp, I'm curious. You clearly know something of this work. You're an archaeologist, then?
No, not even remotely close. But thank you for thinking so.
Then what's your interest here? Just out for the adventure?
Yeah, something like that. Stretch my legs a little. Get away from home. Right, Irene?
Yeah, just a place for something new. You know.
And I am particularly interested in the deceased. And pyramids tend to have a lot of that.
Yes, they do. And is it Miss Blackwell then?
Yes.
I'm sorry. Are you? She's kind of looking at the two of you, trying to figure out a polite way to. You're here together. Are you together?
No, we're just good friends.
I see. And you're an adventurer as well, then?
Yes, I'm a bit of a artist, but, you know, I thought it'd be best to go and see more of the world and you know, see more different pieces of work from across history and, you know, perhaps expand my horizon a little bit.
Are the artifacts still out on the table?
Uh-huh.
I think Ganymede has been giving that pendant a lot of attention, and she reaches across the table and hands it to you, Irene. And what do you make of this then, from an artist's perspective?
Well, it's quite interesting. She's gonna start examining it.
Mm-hmm. So it does appear to be gold. The figure on it seems to be holding, like I said, 2 rods or staves. It's unclear because of how old it is.
Huh. Interesting symbolism. Not sure what it is exactly, but hold on. And she reaches into her bag and she pulls out a pretty hefty looking sketchbook.
Uh-huh.
And she just wants us to sketch out this pendant into her book.
Yeah.
And she wants to get as much detail as possible, just, you know,
Cool.
it's not. Yeah.
Easily done.
Yeah, so she does for this, and she flips it onto the other side too, so she can look on the other side and catch anything there.
Mm-hmm. There doesn't appear to be anything on the back. Just seems like all the detail is on the front, and you can easily capture it all. All this time, Augustus has been like just eating the fish. Pretty hungrily. He looks like he has a really good appetite for such a skinny man. And his eyes have gone a little glassy as all of you have begun talking to each other. Louise hasn't eaten anything. Jesse he's eating. He seems happy.
Zeb is putting it away.
Yeah.
Zeb is just chowing
Hungry
down.
baby.
Zeb eats a lot.
It's a growing boy.
Yeah,
Yep.
he needs
That's right.
his calories. Augustus kind of wraps up. Well, if you need anything, you can find myself and Luis at the Hotel España. I'm sorry we couldn't all book in the same place. You know, it's a busy time. Busy city getting busier.
Where is your hotel exactly?
Oh, on the other side of the city. We've been here for quite a while and didn't feel like moving, but your accommodations are very close. The Hotel Maury, right down the street, in fact.
And you're at the España, you said?
Yes.
Very well. Starting to feel somewhat suspicious of the conditions under which Mr. Larkin is.
This is above board. You're wrong.
Okay. Well, thank you for setting that straight. I appreciate it.
What would you like
Never
to
mind.
do? Allie, what would you like to do?
Nothing right now, I don't think. I'm just suspicious.
Would you like to make a psychology check?
I could do that, I suppose. I don't know what good it will do, but...
Do your best.
Do you have an advantage if you want to use it?
Go for it.
Yeah. Oh, look at that.
Oh, look at that.
That's a
Okay,
success.
what have y'all done to my roll 20? I don't appreciate this. I don't know if Bunny is still in here, but Bunny, I think they hacked it, and it's rude. Cool. I don't know what's happening. Okay, so as you've been listening, couple things. The story he told about the alpaca farmer seems kind of half true. Like, certain elements of it seem legit and others did not. And the other thing that kind of like hits your ears weird, because none of you asked and he brought it up, was that there was no room at the Hotel España. That seemed like a lie. Yeah. Huh.
Well,
All right,
it was
then.
mighty kind of you, sir, to have set us up with a place to stay around here and to provide us quite the spread here. I would say, only maybe I would put in the third or fourth best meal I've ever had in my life.
Very, very glad you enjoyed it. Zebulon?
Yes.
Yes.
You can call me Zeb. My friends call me Zeb.
All right, Zeb. Well, I must be off. None of you are in a rush. Everything here is paid for. And I just feeling pretty exhausted, I must say. When I was a child, I had a bout of malaria that I recovered from, but it never really goes away. You see, Ganymede that also pings his again because he's offering it and nobody's asked.
Zeb leans over to Ganymede. Now, this malaria, is that something you can catch just by shaking hands with another person?
No, you get it from the food, darling.
Zeb looks at the food. Do you think this food is safe?
Ganymede just sort of gestures down toward her completely empty plate.
I'll take that as yes, and Zeb just goes back.
Going back for seconds.
Going back for seconds.
Mr. Hughes, will you be departing as well?
No, I think I'm gonna stick around for a bit.
And Senor de Mendoza?
He kind of grunts and gestures at Larkin.
Great.
In In Spanish, then,
Yes.
Ganymede says something to the effect of, forgive me for missing it, but with whom are you associated, or something like that, trying to dig into De Mendoza's background a little bit.
He looks a little surprised when you address him in Spanish, and but he kind of answers kind of to the effect of that he is Larkin's kind of companion, kind of somewhere between a bodyguard and a friend. But I will say you do notice that he is the Spanish that he's speaking kind of like catches your ear weird, because it seems very kind of like super formal.
Mm-hmm.
And he doesn't strike you as particularly polite.
Yeah. All right, then.
So Mendoza and Larkin stand up, say goodbye, and unless there's anything you like to do, they will depart. All right.
Get them out of here. I got other stuff I want to do.
Yeah. So as soon as they go out, Jesse takes off his hat and leans back in his chair, smiling again. So how much of that horse shit y'all believe?
Well, now, sir, there's no need for that type of language here.
Oh, I beg your pardon, Mr. Zebulon, sir.
Well, Mr. Hughes, you can call me Zebulon or Zeb, as I said.
Well,
I do believe that we're all introduced here now. We are
actually not, because you can call me Mr. Elias.
All right, Mr. Elias, sir.
He pulls out a card, and on it it says Jackson Elias, author. And there is, there's actually a list of books that you'd think, yes, I did write it down. Oh, God, incredible. What an incredible keeper I've turned out to be. There's a list of books that some of you may have read as early as 1910. Skulls Along the River, Masters of the Black Arts, The Way of Terror, The Smoking Heart, and Sons of Death. And his most recent one was Witch Cults of England. Oh, and The Black Power. They all seem to be kind of around the occult, around death cults in particular. I'd say it's pretty well known, so the name definitely will ping most of you, at least stateside or anybody interested in the occult.
Yeah, I definitely think Charlie's read a couple of those books. But he looks at Jack, and he says, "So why all the secrecy? You doing some researching?"
Yes, I am, Mr. Rapp. Yes, I am. When did I first catch wind of Larkin? I've been, You know where he's from? He sounds kind of posh, but he ain't. He's from, Kenya. Which is interesting. He never mentions that, but, that's where I first, ran across the name and, saw his advertisement there, and thought I'd come see what he's up to. He's mixed up in some interesting stuff over in Kenya.
What kind of interesting stuff?
Mostly rumors. I was researching something else, and well, no proof that he was mixed up in it, but his name, it stuck in here. And I thought I would come on down and see what he had discovered. I started hearing about the superstitions, and my business is the occult. So, seemed like a good time, although they have been very cagey, as I'm sure most of you noticed.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about checking into that hotel. Maybe seeing if they do have some open rooms.
Well, that ain't a half bad idea. I'd watch out for the Mendoza fella, though.
Yeah, he didn't seem too happy with you.
Nah. I ask a lot of questions. They've been trying to get a crew together for a while, but none of the locals would join because of the Karasiri. You know, I heard some folks even mentioning that they think Mendoza might be one. Seemed pretty human to me. Of course, I don't believe in all that kind of stuff. There's always a human cause to it. Some kind of explanation.
Yeah, I think Charlie nods a little bit. Obviously, he has a bit of a different opinion given what he can do, but that's what he does for a living, is prove that things that seem supernatural are caused by humans that are trying to make a buck. Yeah. So he's definitely on board, and that's why he's read a lot of these books too.
Yeah. A
lot of these occult books to help him look for signs of, falsehood and tricks, traps, that kind of thing.
Now, I've already been up to Puno when I first got here, heard his story. It's not too hard of a trip, but he doesn't know I've been up. They're the ones that are spooked by Mendoza and, well, no one I spoke to anyway knew Larkin, but they knew Mendoza, so maybe Mendoza's the one who found these things?
It could be. Why do you think they're looking for a crew so desperately? Why not just take the trip, the two of them?
I think something's going on up at that pyramid. I think they need a group for it. Maybe to get access to it. I think I have a friend over at the university who seems to be worried that they'll just start taking them out of the country. Basically looting. What do they call them? Grave robbers. I think maybe that's why, they won't accept anyone from the university. My friend, he's a professor, Sanchez, he actually requested to join their team. We didn't get to talk too much about it, but Larkin never got back to him.
Huh.
Anyway, y'all looked like an astute group. You definitely didn't look like you were buying it, and he points at Ganymede. So I figured I was among sharp people.
Well, there certainly won't be any robbing of graves or plundering of tombs as long as I'm around. It's against everything that we stand for, everything that we've tried to accomplish over the years.
The British?
We can't allow it. No, clearly not.
Right.
Speaking of my grandfather and our crew. It's perhaps heard of the daring. We're researchers, explorers, but certainly not in the vein of some of my friends at the British Museum and so forth. You understand?
Well, I get why you're here, and you brought your brother? No, that doesn't make no sense. He's from where I'm from.
Well, now, are you from around the Carolinas, sir?
I am, sir, originally, but New York by trade and choice.
I've never been up in New York. No, I'm just, well, see now, my sister, she's friends with Ganymede here, and well, actually, my sister was supposed to come along here, but she couldn't make it. Well, I got convinced into doing this. I'm not really sure about all the strange, what was it, cult stuff you said, and all the history around this. I wouldn't say that's anywhere. That wouldn't really be my strength. I'm mostly here as, I would say, hired muscle. The best description here. Although I don't think I'm getting paid either, so not really hired. So, but no, so family, friends, sort of. But I do agree with Ganymede here. I'm a bit, I wouldn't say I'm the most religious type around here, but I have a healthy dose of God-fearing in me, and I do believe that it is best that the dead be left well alone, respectfully and both, and But
all right, son. Pats you on the back.
That's enough, little boy.
Yeah, he just goes like.
But what about you two? You in it for the gold, the story?
No, like I said earlier, I was being completely truthful, and I said I'm interested in the dead. And we kind of wanted to get out of town for a little bit, and this seemed like the perfect opportunity.
He looks over at Irene.
I mean, like Charlie said, going out and see more of the world, get away out of town for a bit. And yeah, I'm interested in the arts, and architecture and archaeological sites are one of the places to find all sorts of interesting cultural stuff. Obviously not take it, but, have records of it and expand the concept of what art could be.
You are a wholesome bunch. I very much doubt that that's the lot he expected to get.
I don't know if I would go so far as to say wholesome, but we're not here to steal things from the dead.
Well, if you like, tomorrow I'll be go and talk to Professor Sanchez, see if he knows or has found any more out about this supposed pyramid. He said he was going to, he and his research assistant were going to be looking into it, and they'd hopefully have something by tomorrow, if you'd all like to accompany me to the museum.
Oh, I think I certainly would.
Yeah, I'd love to go.
Sounds interesting to me, and to be honest, I'm pretty much going wherever she goes.
As well you should, as well you should.
What time works for you?
I'm gonna head over there 2 p.m.
All right.
Nice leisurely morning.
We're all in the same hotel, right?
Yes, we all are.
Yeah, I think I might stop by the Espana before we head back, but we'll see.
All right, well, bid you all a good night. Hopefully, we get some answers tomorrow. He kind of puts his hat back on and tips it and stands up. And he leaves, leaving the four of you at the table together.
Ganymede drains her glass. If you've been paying attention, you will have noticed that she's had one glass of beer this entire time with her meal. If you're planning to stop by the Espana, I might like to come along, if that would be all right.
Yeah, of course, by all means, but I do have a meeting right after this, so you might have to hang around for a little while.
A meeting?
Well, somewhere between a meeting and a date. I haven't figured it out yet. We'll see.
Ah, of course. Very well then. Perhaps I'll leave the visit to the Espana to you then.
Sure thing. Don't let me chase you off, though.
Miss Blackwell, what are your plans?
It'd be nice to unpack and settle a little bit. If you're headed toward the hotel, I'll join with you if you don't mind.
All right. And Zeb, what about you?
Zeb's just finishing up whatever. Well, like I said, I'm just heading wherever you're heading. I don't really know about all this, but y'all look like you know what you're doing, and feel like following you all is probably y'all's probably the best idea here. So I'll go to the hotel with you. All right
then.
So, Ganymede, Irene, and Zeb make your way to the Hotel Maury. Jackson Elias isn't very far ahead of you. Your rooms are comfortable, clean, well furnished, and you can unpack and get settled. It's very close to the bar, too, if you need to return for any reason. Charlie?
Important question. Do we have separate rooms?
We're all in one. There's only one bed.
There's you and Ganymede are in the same room, and there are twin beds, and it's adorable. That is what's happening. Charlie.
Yeah.
What's up?
Yeah, he gets up when everybody else does and heads over. Is she still here? Is Trinidad still here?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he just
She's
goes
taking
over
off
and
her jacket because it's so hot.
Yeah, good. Me too. Yeah, I think he picks up what's left of his drink and heads over to her table and just sits down. And he's like, well, that was interesting.
Yes, it was, I couldn't hear much, but from the faces, it looked, what do you call it? Ups and downs.
Were you here to listen in particularly, or?
Oh, yes. Remember, I'm a spy.
You know, the more you say that, the more I believe you.
She has a big smile and, so, did he, just out of curiosity, did he bring up anything about the university?
Hey, he made a statement or two. Nothing in particular, just that he didn't really have your endorsement.
Interesting.
And how true is it?
Well, we are concerned that he's going there to loot it, but that was more because he seemed to not want us involved at all. We requested to be part of the expedition for its academic and cultural significance potentially, but he did not answer for part of it, and then we were just flat out very rudely told no when we tried to approach him, or when my professor did.
You're a professor.
Yes, I'm a student, a research assistant for Professor Sanchez.
Oh, funny. I've heard his name tonight. I'm actually going to speak to him tomorrow.
With the man, Mr. Hughes.
Yeah. He said he knows him.
Yes, they met briefly. I think I was busy while they were talking, but he definitely seems as skeptical of whatever this Mr. Larkin is doing at this site as we are.
So, you're a student.
Yes.
I'm guessing that means you can't just up and come with us, huh?
Oh, I would very much like to. But I think the Mendoza fellow knows I'm associated with the university.
That's too bad.
Yes, it is. But maybe at your meeting tomorrow we can figure out something. Maybe you can be like
A spy.
like a spy. I was going to say a representative, but I do enjoy saying spy.
Yeah, well, I'm sure we can work something out tomorrow. And I mean, from what I can tell, the rest of the group seems pretty straightforward about their intentions for the trip. And my companion, Miss Blackwell, she's great with notes and documentation. So I can guarantee that we'll bring back a full report of what we find.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, what are your plans for the rest of the night?
Well, good old Gus told us quite a tale about the España being booked up, so I thought I might stop by and see if that's, the case. And I was gonna head back to the hotel and pack.
Would you mind walking me home first? It's getting late.
No, I wouldn't mind that at all.
Okay.
You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he'll get up and kind of throw his jacket over his shoulder.
Great. As you exit the bar, I want you to go ahead and make a spot hidden roll.
Love to. You know what? I might use my advantage.
Sure.
I might just go for it.
Ooh. Nice.
Okay. Wow. Amazing. Hard success.
So when you exit the bar and start following Trinidad's directions to her apartment, it starts slowly, but you spot someone shadowing you, someone following you. You're not sure when exactly they started, if they were outside the bar or later on, but there's a man, I'll say with a hard success, looks of European descent, in kind of ragged clothes, following not too far behind.
Yeah, I think Charlie takes Trinidad's arm and kind of leans in and says, "You haven't pissed anybody off lately, have you?"
I mean, my mother, but...
No, I only mean we've seemed to got a shadow.
That's disconcerting.
Well, maybe instead of home, you'd like to come with me back to the hotel.
Do you have a couch?
I'm sure we can figure something out.
Okay.
Yeah, and he makes like a hard turn to head towards the hotel. Purposefully, he still does want to go by the España.
Yeah.
But he figures just getting into like an area that he's more familiar with would be good.
Okay. So I'm going to say, for convenience's sake, you're all on the same floor. Isn't that nice of me?
That's so nice.
Wow.
Katie tipped us.
Oh, Katie, thank you. Everybody gets another advantage.
Woo-hoo. Thanks, Theme.
So.
Yeah, but he's going by the España, and he's just going to go by... See, he's still making sure to see if that person is still following us, though.
Cool. Is anybody else joining Charlie? No?
Yeah, I mean,
just unpacking,
Zeb's just
napping.
Zeb is just wherever, probably taking a nap while, I don't know, whatever Ganymede's doing.
Yeah, this is late evening at this point, right? So
Yeah, we're like 10 o'clock.
Yeah, no, I suspect I'm probably in bed at this point.
Okay. Irene?
Irene probably poked her head out to see what's going on, and if managed to catch sight of Charlie, would have joined him.
Yes, Charlie and his friend, who is...
Friend?
You totally see him take Trinidad up to his room.
Cool.
As I say. But yeah, do you want to head there with him?
Yeah, she'll knock on the door. So.
Yeah, I think when you knock, he obviously opens the door and sees you, and he steps out into the hall and closes the door behind him. And he's like, "Yeah, hey, are you doing all right?"
Yeah, I'm not interrupting anything, am I?
No. I was giving her, I was walking her home, and somebody was following us, so I figured it was safer just to bring her here. If you don't mind, I might crash on your floor and let her have my room.
Sure, yes. Not proper to have her share a room with somebody she just met.
I just didn't want to, impose.
Right. That works for me, I suppose.
All right. I was actually gonna head out here in a second, make sure that she's all right, and head to the España, see if they had any openings. I figure if they do, maybe we could book a room or two and move over there in the morning.
All right. I don't quite see how this is necessary.
Well, At the very least, it would mean that we were all together, and leaving for the expedition in the morning on Monday would be much easier. And at the most, we could find out if Gus is keeping something from us. I'd like to know.
Right. Yeah. Suppose so. Hopefully it won't take us out too late.
If you would rather stay here, then don't worry about it. I'm good on my own.
I can go with you.
All right. And he pops back inside to tell Trinidad like where he's going, and gives her the key to his room, and grabs his jacket again, and we'll head back out to meet Irene.
Great. All right. So we will follow the two of you. You said you were keeping an eye out.
For sure. Yeah, as soon as we turned back towards the hotel, I was looking to make sure to see if he was still following us all the way back to the hotel. And if he did, then he would keep an eye out to see if he was waiting outside or in the lobby, potentially.
He didn't follow you quite all the way to the hotel. But when you go back out, he's not anywhere near, but like in immediate sight. But you can make another spot hidden.
Yeah, sure.
Nice.
Success.
So as you kind of move out of the well-lit area on your way across town, you do notice him a couple times. You'll probably take the tram across town. He doesn't get on the tram with you.
Gotcha.
He seems to kind of fall off at that point.
Yeah, I think that Charlie also would have pointed him out to Irene, just so we have another set of eyes, just in case. And just been like, that's the person that followed us from the bar. But yeah, otherwise, I think he feels much better after they get on the tram and like get some distance between them.
Yeah.
But yeah, head to the España and see what's up.
Great. Let's see, the Hotel España. So there's the Hotel España is different than the Maori in that it's much more kind of flamboyant. It's very brightly painted, very kind of lavishly furnished, I mean, within reason, but there is a woman in her 70s in the armchair by the desk named, I'll just tell you her name. We'll have her have a little name tag. Petronilla Cupitina. And she seems to be kind of dozing a little. She's a very small, thin woman with wispy white hair. She's got a stick in one hand, a walking stick, and a black shawl wrapped around her. Kind of semi-dozing off.
Like behind the desk?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I think Charlie just kind of like taps on the counter to bring her to.
Uh-huh.
Excuse me.
What?
Excuse me. We were wondering if you had any rooms open.
Sure. Sure. She's kind of like waking herself up. She doesn't seem to be rude. She just seems to be
hard of hearing.
Yeah. And old.
Mm-hmm.
And she reaches for a book. I got 4 rooms. 4 rooms. 2 on the ground floor, 2 up top.
That'd be great. We'll take all 4 actually. Also, we're supposed to be meeting a friend here, Gus Larkin. Do you know what room he's staying in?
Oh, sure. He's in one on the top.
Great.
You can rent the rooms, make the exchange, and she'll give you keys.
Yeah, absolutely. He says, thank you so much. We'll be checking in fully in the morning. We're staying at a place across town right now, but we wanted to upgrade.
She smiles very broadly. Good choice. Good choice.
Yeah, and I think he gives her a big old smile and taps on the counter and says goodnight and turns back to Irene and he's like, oh, it was easy enough.
Certainly seemed that way. Are we trying to hide this from...
No, I don't see why we would. In fact, I'd prefer to make it very known that we're here. We can do that in the morning. I mean, I'm sure it'll be obvious when, they leave to meet us at the museum, and here we are.
Right. Hopefully that goes over smoothly.
Well, I don't think they'll like that we're talking to the people at the museum, but if their story holds up and, he says that they're the ones that were uninterested, then maybe put a little pressure on the situation, see what comes of it.
Right, pressure. That'll turn out well.
Oh, just ease up. It's just a little fun.
When was the last time our little fun got places? What's it? Somebody accidentally turned out to be a police officer?
He just kind of smiles. He's obviously not worried about whatever might happen from this. And he did get 4 rooms because he is going to give the 4th room to Jack. We'll just bring the whole party over, everybody. It's going to be great. It'll be fine.
Yeah, 4 rooms, 5 people.
Well, you said Ganymede and Zeb were sleeping in the same room, twin beds.
I did.
So that's the case. It's easy. Simple math.
All right. As, you all can head back to the Hotel Maori and head to bed for the night. Let's make one more spot hidden, just for fun, on your way out of the Hotel España.
Absolutely, love
Both of you can make it.
Okay. Success.
Okay. Oh, you have advantage on all
I
your
do,
spot
but
hidden.
wow,
Oh, God.
okay.
It wasn't meant to be.
Roll 20's back. Back, baby! So as you're heading out, Charlie, you can look up over your shoulder at the top floor and kind of backlit against a lamp, you see the figure of Luis de Mendoza still wearing his hat, of all things, just seeming to stare out, maybe stare down at you.
On the off chance he is looking at me, I wave.
He does not return it.
Great. And we'll head back. He'll tell Trinidad that he's gonna crash in. He's a total gentleman. He'll crash in a friend's room to give her the bed.
If you want, I mean, there is plenty of room.
Is she coming on to me right now?
Yes. She's like, wait, how old's Charlie?
He's 25.
Okay, she's like 19, but she's like, cool. That's terrible. She's an adult.
I'm trying so hard to be good. Yeah, she's an adult. We only have one baby in this party. Damn it. I'm just gonna...
What are you doing?
Just making, what the hell, roll 20? Just give me my roll. Ew. Okay, I'm gonna stay. It's a 50-50.
Summer needs a roll to contain herself.
I have to, but you know what? The roll gave me my trash house self. So, I think he stays at the door, for like a really long second, and then he's just like, okay. He'll stay here.
Yeah, good choice. Good choice. All right. Everyone lives till morning. And I think because that's a good note to end on, that is a positive, happy place.
Positive.
We will end there for this week.
It'll be the only one of the season.
Not if I have anything to say about it. We're going to end every session this way.
Yeah. It's fine. Everything's fine. We did it. We nailed it. Wow. Okay. I want to go around and get everyone's thoughts and feelings, and also plug anything you want. Tell us where we can follow you on the internet, all that jazz, and I'll do stuff with the giveaway. Summer, go.
Me first. I'm typing trashy things in,
Damn it.
in Twitch chat.
I wasn't looking.
No, I haven't typed it yet. I was halfway through. Hi, it's me, it's Summer. You can find me on Twitter at justasummerjob. That's where I tweet and retweet about everything I've got going on. I will obviously be here every Saturday. I am very excited. My thoughts and feelings, I loved it. I think it's great. I really like all of these characters, and I can't wait to see them get to know each other more and more as they start to work together. They're all pretty wholesome babies. I don't know how long that'll last. But I'm really, really excited. Lauren, this was awesome.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad that I get to be a part of it. Yeah, that's it. Just go follow me on Twitter. That's where I talk about everything I've got. So it's the perfect place. One-stop shop.
Sweet. Tommy, you survived. You haven't been stabbed yet. Only slightly.
I haven't been stabbed or shot yet.
Just slightly in the back. Like a little
yeah,
poke.
let's see. I mean, it's usually at least by session 2 or 3 that I'm stabbed and or shot. So we'll see. Yeah, I'm super excited for this. That was great. I love our characters. I love Ganymede. Just absolutely just bulldozing through like life as she is. But yes, I am super excited to see how long the sweet babies last. If I have anything to say about it, Zebulon stays a sweet baby for a little while, at the very least. at least until he's legally an adult. But yeah, I'm Tommy. I'm Imperator Pingo on the True Sphere. I do tabletop RPG stuff. I do video stuff, some of which y'all may have seen, especially for stuff that Lauren runs and that I'm in, because like I don't know, I just like she pays me by just stabbing me. That's how I get paid.
Yeah.
It's just like but no, I on Fridays I'm over at Encounter Roleplay playing another horror game. To be honest, like that's just my life right now is horror and drama. It's great. Yeah. Where I have been shot in the leg.
Already?
But yeah, already I've been shot. But yeah, that one is sort of a it's called the Seawall Orphanage. It is basically a Stephen King novel brought to life. Brought to tabletop. And it's great. That's at 6 p.m. Eastern. But yeah, that's over on Encounter Roleplay. Otherwise, follow me on Twitter. That's where I announce everything I'm going to do. I keep saying it, but I will eventually have posty with my schedule sometime in the next month to 5.
I believe you, Tommy. I do. All right. Allie!
So much fun. I've been waiting for this for so long. I'm super excited with all the characters and seeing everybody come together. It's just love it. Love everything about it. And just like Summer said, you can find me on Twitter at Allison Robinson with 2 L's and a Y. Everything that I'm doing, I basically tweet about. So if you're interested, it's all there. and I cannot wait for next week.
Yay. Kienna.
Yeah, this was a lot of fun. I love the chill start.
I didn't traumatize anybody.
No, look at you go.
Yeah,
You rolled hot.
He did.
Yeah, it's really, I've been looking forward to this game for a while. Lots of character scheming that's been happening for a while too. So I'm excited for yeah, super good stuff. God, Zoom, I know my internet connection is unstable. Chill.
We all know.
Yeah, y'all can find me over on Twitter at Kienna S. Best way to figure out when I'm remote the internet, doing social playing things, streaming, writing, screaming to the void, generally speaking. But in terms of streams, I am here on the weekends. We'll plug that a little bit after Lauren does her little stuff. We'll do all of our channel bits and pieces, but
Yes.
safe bet you'll just find me here.
Yup. Okay, cool. I'm Lauren. I'm that salty ginger over on Twitter. You can find me here. I'll also be running some Urban Shadows over on the Scraticus Academy next season in New Acadia. So fun. I'm going to destroy more people and just add to my list. It's a super good time. And I'm going to be in a game over on Off the Table in the Cypher system. It's called Hark, and it's going to be adorable. And I can't wait. And yeah, and we have Witcher tomorrow at 8 a.m. Pacific. If I say the Eastern time, it sounds better. 11 a.m. Eastern.
11 a.m. Eastern. We're back.
Morning people.
Yeah, we are back. We took a break last week, but we're super excited to bring back Disaster Queers.
Yes. Who was I singing with? Laura Dern.
Yeah. And if you have missed any of our episodes, they go up on YouTube every week. We don't have a set schedule for those because it's literally just whenever I can do it. So, but within the week, you will find whatever episode you missed. They will be up on YouTube. What else?
I don't know.
Follow us on Twitter.
We're on Twitter.
Yeah, we're on Twitter. That's where we announce when we go live. Also, as any one-shots or short series that we decide to do, we will announce those there. Hopefully, doing a upcoming, we will have a Ross Rifles game that'll be coming up at some point in March. It's super exciting.
I want to play Thirsty Sword Lesbians.
We're also going to do Thirsty Sword Lesbians at some point.
Yes.
And Bluebeard's Bride.
Woo!
Again, because... Always. Yep. Otherwise, thank you everyone for following us and subscribing to us here on Twitch. I think we hit our next sub goal.
Oh my god.
So, emotes. More emotes. So thank you very much everyone for supporting us here. Thank you everyone who tuned in, for Roll20, for being our wonderful sponsors, and for helping us with the giveaway, and for supporting us every week. We love them, our virtual tabletop of choice. Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah, let's do
I
it.
think we're good.
Let's get out of here. I'm gonna play that intro of it again because it's hot.
Hell yeah.
Alrighty. Say
We'll
wait
see
bye
you
everybody.
next week.
Wait bye. Next week. Bye.